Hello everyone. In this tutorial we will be recycling a cereal box and turning it into an envelope for your portfolio like this. After you assemble it, collage it, it'll look like this. So let's get started. You will need your cereal box, craft paper, a little bit of water, scissors, ruler, pencil, and maybe something that you can make circles with. So let's begin. The first thing we have to do is we have to trim off the edges. Try to cut as straight as possible. That's why it's important for you to use a cereal box that is thin, that is not like those thick cereal boxes that they sell the bulk in, like 3, 4 cereals, because those are way too thick for you to cut. So we get rid of this for now. So we cut the edges. Then if you see inside, you will notice that there is a separation, right? Like this. So slowly try to open it up from there. Some cereal boxes are easy to open. Some are a little bit harder. Just the glue like this. Slowly, carefully try to open it. Just trim it with the scissors. So there's a tiny little strip like this right here. Let's trim that off too. Let's cut it. We want to make an envelope that has a fold like this, right? Because the envelope closes. Whether your envelope fold is thick or thin, that's up to you. You decide. So you have to grab onto the middle part and fold this one, which is the first one, like this, and then fold it this way. And if it's not closing completely, you can use your ruler and press. It's important that you do this. Then now we have the option of cutting this if we want our top part to be thin, or we can fold the entire thing, and that's what I did with this one. I just wanted it to be a little bit thicker, so it's up to you. So if you decide that you want the top part of your envelope to be thin, then trim this. If you don't, because the cardboard is really thick, it's really hard for you to fold it. So I always like to use a ruler. I'll place the ruler on the edge of my cardboard where this strip is, this line is, I mean, and then I hold it. I press down really hard because again, this cardboard it's thick enough that it's hard for you to fold. So then you're gonna do this. It's like you're helping the cardboard create a straight line, and as I'm doing this, I'm pressing really hard down. Okay, because otherwise your ruler is gonna move and you want it to be a straight line. So once you have your straight line, then you can fold it in, and again with the ruler, press all the way down. because remember this folder, you're gonna add it to your portfolio, so you want it to be pressed down. Okay, got it? You can even do this if you want, and then fold it back. So now we have our part of our envelope. If you feel like you need to trim the sides, you can. Once you collage it, it's hard to tell if it's completely straight, and it's fine. And things that are handmade are not perfect, and they're not always completely straight, so that's okay. Later on, you guys can trim little sections. So now I made a design here, right? You don't have to. You can make it look like a regular envelope. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do, however you want your flap to look. But I do want you to add something to it, some sort of a design element to it. The way I did that is like this. So this is one that I already had made before. In order for you to have the exact design that you made here, you need to trace it here, because it's really hard for you to have something symmetrical and for you to draw something symmetrical, so you need to trace it. So first you have to plan out your design on one side. Like I said, if you want it to be straight, then you just get the ruler and you just draw a straight line. If you want it to have some curve, it can be any way you want. I will do something like this, just so you can see. So I'll fold it in, right, like this. And I'll get, you can do it freehand, you can do it with the circle. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. Do it lightly in case you change your mind. I'm just making like half circles here. Let me see, I'll just do something like this. So now once you decide that's what I like, trace it darker. Do a straight line, then you just do a straight line. Try to see where the middle is and then go a little bit to the left and then just draw your straight line. I can help you with this in class if you are having a hard time. So we have our first design. I'm gonna cut it. Try to cut it all at once, like in one section, because you're gonna need it. Carefully. There you go. So now we have our design that we made for our edges, right? In order for it to look the same on the opposite side, we need to take it like this, the way you cut it, and flip it, okay? Mirror it. So we go like this, and then we go to the edge this way. So we line up our edges. It might not be exactly, but it's fine. So we line up our edges, and we trace it. Even if you do the straight line, a basic one, still trace it, because it's really hard for something to look exactly the same on both sides. Like for you to make something symmetrical, it's really difficult. So I trace it. There you go. So again, I went from this, I drew it, I cut it, and I flipped it, and I brought it to the corner here, corner edge, and I traced it. Now I'm gonna cut this. If you want to share your design with someone else, you can if they want to use yours. There's nothing wrong with that. And remember, cardboard is thick, so it's difficult to cut sometimes. Okay. So now we might need to trim it a little bit, fix it. But I'm gonna flip it over this way because I like to work with a blank canvas. Somehow all this blinds me a little bit. It's too much for me to see. So when I'm doing something like this, I like to work with a blank canvas. So now I have my envelope, but I need to close off the sides, right? And that's where the craft paper comes in. So I'll cut 2 strips of craft paper, preferably the same size. I wasn't measuring. Craft paper is what companies use to ship their packages, so it's very strong. And what it is it's just paper, and on the other side it has like sticky, gooey glue, and you have to put water in order for the glue to be activated. So, and that's how we're gonna close off. And I like to use craft paper because, like I said, if the companies use it to ship their supplies, then it's sturdy, right? And this will close off our envelope, because if you remember an envelope, so I like to fold it in half. An envelope needs to be closed from the sides. And if we staple it, it's gonna look ugly. If we can. If we put glue stick, it's not gonna work, because glue stick doesn't really stick all that well. So this is what we're gonna use, and all we need to do is fold it. I forgot my little sponge, so we need a tiny little sponge. Let me get it. Hold on one second. Tiny little sponge like this. Wet it, but then press on it so it's not so watery. And then we add the water on this side of the craft paper. And you have to do this fast because it dries really quickly. Right? On every edge. And then we're gonna fold our paper, line it up to this section, right in the middle where you made your fold. Like that. So we glue one side down, and then we close it, and then very tightly press. You can even use the ruler if you want, and do this, so it doesn't have a lot of bumps. Okay, and then we just very tightly press hard. And we have closed one side of our envelope, so now we need to do the same thing for the other one. This quickly because this craft paper dries up really fast. So then we're gonna place it again. I like to start on this edge, right in the middle. We line it up to the fold that we made, and we press, and then again go like this, and use a ruler so it doesn't have like the air bubbles. If it does, press it down. And then go on this side. If it's off a little bit, fold it in. It's fine. So now we have our envelope, you see? We have recycled a cereal box that would have been thrown away, and we've made an envelope. Okay, so again, remember the steps. We trim the edges, trim the little section, we fold it, we make our design, we transfer our design from one end to the other just to make it straight, and then we're gonna glue the sides. That way it's closed and you know that it's sturdy. Now, our envelope will be placed inside of our portfolio. So once it's decorated, because you're gonna have to collage it just like you're collaging your portfolio now, you're gonna have to collage the envelope, the back like this, the front, and the inside, just enough that you can see. You don't have to collage it all the way in because no one's gonna see that, but you do have to cover everything. I don't want to see that it was once a cereal box. I want every single thing to be covered because it needs to look amazing. So once we have decorated everything, I can hole punch the middle. We can add a piece of ribbon. I haven't done that to mine. And then I will hole punch the sides here. I don't know if you guys can see there. And that way we can put it inside of our portfolio. And it's gonna be an envelope where you can store things, and also, or work that maybe your artwork that didn't fit, or you just want stuff inside. And it's gonna serve for two purposes. So it's an envelope, and it's also gonna serve as a tab for you to separate your artwork from your art journals. Remember, it's where our portfolio is we're doing it in two different sections. So we're gonna have a section where we have all our art assignments, the artwork that you created, and then you're gonna have the envelope, and then after the envelope, I'm gonna see all the art journals. That's how I'm gonna grade everything, that you were able to separate everything. If you would like to add ribbon or something that separates, that you can, once you open up your portfolio, that you can actually see where the envelope is, definitely we can hole punch it, add ribbon, add something else. So when you are showcasing your portfolio and you're showing it off, or it's for me to grade. So this is all the artwork, right? And then I will have my folder here, and you'll be able to see, oh, this is where the folder is, and I'll just flip it, and this is my art journal stuff, okay? So it's up to you if you want to add the ribbon or not. Make sure that you pay attention to the directions in class. If not, that's why I make these videos, so you guys can refer back to them. And I can't wait to see the final product, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.